Rurik is considered the founder of the Rurik Dynasty, which ruled over the early Eastern Slavic states of Rus. According to chronicles, Rurik was invited by the local Slavic tribes to establish order and become their ruler. He's often regarded as the progenitor of the Russian royal dynasty and the beginning of the Russian state. Rurik is a significant figure in early Russian history. According to the primary chronicle, a medieval history record, Rurik was a Varangian warrior and leader from Scandinavia, which is often associated with the region of Sweden, who was invited by the local Slavic tribes to rule over them in the late 9th century. This event marked the beginning of what is known as the Rurik Dynasty and the establishment of the early East Slavic state of Rus. The primary chronicle, the earliest known East Slavic chronicle, mentioned Rurik's arrival in Novigrad as a response to an internal conflict and the people's request for a ruler to bring order and protection to the region. Rurik and his warriors established their authority, leading to the founding of the Rurik Dynasty, which would go to rule over the Eastern Slavic territories for centuries. There were various factions and local leaders who resisted Rurik's authority and the consolidation of power under the Rurik Dynasty. At the time of Rurik's arrival in Novgorod, the Eastern Slavic lands were composed of diverse tribes and communities, each with their own leadership and interest. Rurik's establishment of a centralized authority may have faced resistance from those who sought to maintain their own power and autonomy or influence over their respective territories. Moreover, internal power struggles and rivalries among local leaders and factions were common during this period. The rise of the Rurik dynasty and the consolidation of power under their rule likely encountered opposition from individuals and groups who had ambitions of their own, who reluctantly accepted the Rurik's authority. Although the details of Rurik's life and his role in the formation of the Rurik dynasty are primarily based on legends and ancient chronicles, his name is significant in Eastern European history. Rurik's arrival in Novigrad is considered a crucial event that marked the beginning of organized political governance in the region and laid the foundation for the subsequent development of the Kievan Rus state. Rurik's exact origins are uncertain, but he is believed to have hailed from either Sweden or Denmark. He arrived in the region with his brothers, Cineas and Travor, and together they formed a ruling council. Rurik became the overall leader and the first Varangian prince of Novgorod, a city in present-day Russia. Under Rurik's rule, the Varangians brought stability to the region and established a centralized authority. His leadership laid the foundation for the future development of the Kievan Rus, a medieval federation of Eastern Slavic territories that would evolve into the early Russian state. Rurik's legacy is primarily connected to his establishment of the ruling dynasty. His descendants would go over to rule various Eastern Slavic principalities, including Novgorod, Kiev, and Vladimir Suzdal. The several centuries, the Rurik dynasties played a crucial role in the political and cultural development of medieval Russia. Rurik's historical significance lies in his role as the founder of the ruling dynasty that had a lasting impact on the formation and the governance of the early Russian states. While the details of his life and reign are shrouded in some uncertainty and myth, his name and dynasty he founded hold a significant place in Russian history and identity. Rurik's successors, known as the Rurikids, ruled over the Kievan Rus and various other territories for several centuries. The Rurik dynasty began with Rurik's rule in the late 9th century, played a significant role in shaping the political and cultural and religious development of the Eastern Slavic lands. Some notable successors of Rurik include Oleg of Novgorod, ruled 879 to 912. Oleg, a Varangian prince, succeeded Rurik as the ruler of Novgorod. He expanded his influence and established his authority over Kiev, making it the capital of the Rus. Oleg is also known for his successful military campaigns, including the Siege of Constantinople in 907. Olga of Kiev ruled 945 to 962. Olga, the widow of Igor, ruled as regent on behalf of her young son. She is known for her diplomatic skills and efforts to establish trade and diplomatic relations with neighboring powers, including the Byzantine Empire. Olga's conversion to Christianity played a significant role in the subsequent Christianization of the Rus. Svetoslav, the first of Kiev, ruled 962 to 972. He was the son of Igor and Olga, was a skilled military leader, and expanded the territories of the Rus through his military campaigns. He is known for his conflicts with the Byzantine Empire and his conquest in the Balkans. Vladimir the Great ruled 980 to 1015. Vladimir is one of the most prominent rulers of the Rurik Dynasty. He converted to Christianity and made it the state religion of the Rus. His rule is associated with the Christianization of the Rus, the establishment of religious institutions, and the introduction of Byzantine culture and administrative practices. These are just a few of the notable successors of Rurik within the Rurik dynasty. The dynasty continued for several centuries, with various branches ruling over different territories and facing internal power struggles. Until it was eventually succeeded by the House of Romanov in the 17th century.